Hi, it's Mary, a traditional Chinese medicine tutor and an acupuncturist in Canada. The following is a case from Dr. Pu Fuzhou's book, Pu Fuzhou Medical Experience. Dr. Pu Fuzhou was a famous TCM master in the 20th century. When a condition worsens to an extent, one Zhang organ disease can be transmitted to another Zhang organ, and even all the Zhangfu organs may be affected. Accordingly, the 6 portions of the Chun, Guan, and Chi pulses on both hands can be abnormal. Don't panic or get confused when facing these complex conditions. Remember, the different pulses on the 6 portions help reveal which Zhang organs are involved. What we need to do next is to combine the information provided by the pulse examination with other information obtained by the 4 examination methods and apply the theory of the 5 elements, Qi, Yin-Yang, and the Zhangfu organ theory, etc., to find out which are of the primary conditions and which are the secondary condition. The conclusion we draw, which is the root of the condition or syndrome, must be able to explain all the signs and the symptoms. Mrs. Zhang, 45 years old, has been suffering from insomnia and tinnitus for more than 10 years, which gets worse before menstruation or when getting fatigued. From time to time, she feels dizziness and headaches and grinds her teeth when feeling mental pressure. She also has poor appetite, abdominal distension, and belching, and her bowel movements are 3 or 4 times a day. In terms of tongue condition, the tongue body is pale, and the tongue coating is white and greasy. Regarding pulse condition, both hand Chun pulses are deep and thready. The left Guan pulse is wiry and large. The right Guan pulse is deep and slow. And both hand Chi pulses are deep and weak. The syndrome that Dr. Pu Fuzhou drew is that it is due to yin liquid deficiency, spleen weakness, and disorder between the liver and the spleen. Now, let's analyze the logic behind inferring the conclusion of the syndrome. This patient has been suffering from insomnia and tinnitus for more than 10 years. Long-term disease usually leads to deficiency syndrome, so we know this is very likely a deficiency syndrome. We know that the twin pulses on both hands reveal the conditions of the heart and the lungs or conditions of upper jaw. A deep pulse stands for an interior syndrome, and a thready pulse indicates both qi and blood are insufficient. The deep and thready pulse in the twin portion indicates both the heart blood and the lung qi deficiency. Qi and blood are not adequate to go upward to nourish the head and ear, and the blood deficiency cannot nourish the heart sun properly. This explains the symptoms of insomnia, tinnitus, dizziness, and headache. Fatigue usually results from much qi consumption. And before menstruation, there is usually comparatively blood stagnation, so the symptoms worsen before menstruation and after fatigue. Left guan relates to the liver, and right guan to the spleen. The left guan pulse is wiry and large, and the right guan pulse is deep and slow. This imbalance shows a strong liver and a weak spleen. Poor appetite, abdominal distension, belching, and frequent bowel movements also support the claim that the spleen is weak. According to the 5-element theory, liver wood will over-control a weak spring earth, which makes the liver relatively stronger, expressing a wiry and large liver pulse in left guan. The Chi pulse is associated with the kidney. Now, both the Chi pulses are deep and weak, which means that the kidney essence is deficient. As the kidney water is the mother of the liver wood, when the deficient kidney essence cannot supplement the liver blood, it will lead to a wiry liver pulse as well. In this case, if only the pulse conditions of both hands were checked without consulting other accompanying signs and symptoms, including tongue conditions, it would look like all 5 Zhang organs had been involved. However, there are primary and secondary symptoms among the current symptoms. Which Zhang organs are the root of the problem? Dr. Pu Fuzhou uses yin liquid deficiency, weak spleen, and a strong liver to explain the case. A weak spleen generates insufficient qi, blood, and jing essence, which fails to nourish the heart, lungs, and the kidneys properly, so their related pulses become deep, thready, or weak. Wood overtakes earth, so the liver pulse is wiry and large. Dr. Pu Fuzhou is a good detective. His conclusion about the syndrome can explain all the manifestations. Based on his syndrome differentiation, Dr. Pu Fuzhou's treatment principle focused on nourishing yin liquid and softening the liver, while also regulating the spleen and the stomach. If you find this video helpful, please give me a like, subscribe to it, and share it with others. See you in my next video. All the best!